Hey everyone, welcome to NIMSTUT, the tutorial show where we teach you how to build something awesome in Minecraft. Today I bring you a sweet sugarcane farm with the highest rates seen on this side of Minecraftia. Easy to build and relatively cheap on resources. You just need a fair amount of immovable blocks and my melon farm will easily cover you. Anywho, let's get started. Step 1 has us building the frame, and this is super easy to do. We're going to start out with a 13 wide platform. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 by 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then let's square that out. And then we're going to fill it full of dirt blocks. Just the center 2 rows. Now that that's done, we're going to be putting water into each of the 4 corners. Then we need to decide which side we want our front to face. So I want this side to be the front, so I'm going to come back here and I'm going to build a 3-block tall melon wall. It doesn't have to be melons. It does need to be an immovable block, and I prefer melons because they're so easy to use. Once you've got that done, we're going to come to the back. On the right side, we're going to come in 4 blocks and place a block there. Then on top of that block, we need to place a sticky piston facing forward and then a sticky piston off of the side of that first one. Then we can fill in this hole full of slime blocks. That's it for step 1. Step 2 has us placing down the redstone. Here's the redstone that we're about to work on if you want to take a screenshot or pause the video to do it this way, or you can follow along as we do it here. So we're going to come around to the back of the farm, place a piece of redstone there, then we're going to place a repeater set to 1 tick into that solid block, then we need to place 2 solid blocks here, a repeater there set to 3 ticks into a solid block there with a piece of redstone on top of it. Now if you're building this in skyblock, you'll simply put a piece of redstone here, wire those 2 together somehow, and then wire your input here, and now you can see it extends out 2 blocks and retracts automatically. If you're building this not in skyblock, we're now come up to the upper left corner. We'll place a block here with a piece of redstone on top of it, sticky piston facing a second sticky piston, then 2 hoppers facing into each other, and I'm able to place those guys by holding shift, then a comparator on top of a solid block with another comparator on top of a solid block, and then here we need to place a solid block, piece of redstone, redstone under that solid block, then we need to place a solid block there with a torch off the back. Now we should see the pistons extend out 2 blocks, so if yours looks like this, you're doing great. Then we need to come back down to the hopper clock here. We're going to be adding our redstone block there. Then we need to put a number of items into these hoppers. And I've done a lot of testing, and to get the best rates, about 145 sugarcane per hour per layer, about 64 blocks seems to be the best that you can do. Feel free to play with this yourself. 64 blocks is my recommendation. So after you get those 64 blocks thrown in there, you'll see the front retract, and that's it for the redstone step. In step 3, we're going to be putting the finishing touches on this first layer. If you only need 1 layer, then that'll be the end of the farm. If you want to learn how to expand the farm, stay tuned. We'll cover that immediately after. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place sugarcane on top of all of these dirt blocks. Each one of these dirt blocks can have a sugarcane on it, so just go crazy. Then we're going to place melons here 2 blocks out on the same block level as those slime blocks. That's because the slime blocks would stick to this wall, so we do have to use immovable blocks there. Then we're going to build out the front end. This is to catch the sugarcane and also for aesthetics as it comes flying forward. So I'm going to go 3 blocks tall, and then I would fill all this empty space in with glass. You know how to do that, so I don't need to do that on camera. The last thing that we're going to do is we're going to destroy the center block here and put a sign there. Then we're going to be placing a chest immediately under the sign, and then we need to place a hopper feeding into the back of that chest. That's going to be our collection spot, and then this is where we're going to get all of our sugarcane from. So from here, just fill in this front with glass and you'll be good to go. If you only needed 1 layer, there you go. You're done. You've got an awesome sugarcane just pumping out sugar for you now. If you want to expand this farm and go crazy, the first thing that you could do is you could mirror it onto its side to make it wider. So you would just take exactly what we did after this comparator with the redstone dust and the solid block torch and just mirror that onto this side. Now if we want to stack it, it's a little bit more complicated. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the redstone in case you want to make it like a screenshot or pause the video to see what I'm doing. And now let's go over here and do this ourselves. So it starts out with a stone slab upside down there into a solid block with a torch into another solid block with a torch. Okay, then we're going to take solid block here, here, then we're going to fill this back wall in. This is so we can hold our water. Then we need to place dirt exactly like we would have on the bottom layer in between those two melons. This will be 13 blocks wide. Oop. And then I need to grab some signs. And we're going to be placing a bunch of signs here. You should be using fence gates and opening them up, but they take way longer to place. And for the sake of the tutorial, I'm using signs. Then I need to expand up this front wall. That's really easy to do. And then this is going to be the pouch where the front water sits. So let me just grab some water here. Great. And then into that corner, into this corner, into that corner, into there. Now we need to handle the pistons, so we need to come up one block on the front of that water, and this is going to be the bottom of that 3 tall wall we did earlier in step 1, the frame step. Then we need to add that same redstone that I showed you just a second ago, so we do that with a torch here, with a repeater here, so it's a 1 tick, with a solid block there, redstone there, solid block there, repeater here set to 2 ticks with a solid block, redstone, and then an immovable block there. Then we're going to spin around to the front, place a sticky piston here and here, then fill in this entire front side with slime. From here we can go ahead and test that we did this correctly by destroying this torch. Should extend out 2 blocks, and we can see that it did. Then we can replace the torch, and you see it retracted the 2 blocks. From here, it's just those same finishing steps. Remember to be placing immovable blocks in every single spot that the slime is going to come in contact with. Build up your wall. The sugarcane won't have any problem falling through this water here, and these water streams will funnel it into the hopper and into your chest. Well, that's it for the tutorial, everyone. I hope this sugarcane farm filled your sweet tooth. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. This farm is absolutely awesome, and a lot of work went into it. And you can show me that you appreciate all that work by liking the video. Anyway, thank you again for watching. This has been NIMSTUT, and hopefully it didn't stink.